Hi guys, welcome back. I'm sorry I've been away. I've been dealing with some more health issues, which will hopefully be another video. Hold on, I have to grab my pen. Which will be hopefully another video, but at the moment this video is going to be more about my breast reduction. I'm going to be going down, my size, my current size, insurance, approval, the cons, the pros, everything like that. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I am currently, my waistband size is a 27, so I'm a 27. The width around me is a 27, and my bust size is triple D. So if you know about bra sizes, you know that isn't smudges, and I dropped my pen. That isn't a bra size that you can buy off the shelf. Victoria's Secret and places like that don't offer that size because, it's unusual to have such a smarge. It's unusual to have such a small frame and a large bust, so, it's still there, the smudge is still there. The bigger the cup size, the larger the waistband, so I obviously can never find bras that fit me all the way. So I was flat-chested up until my sophomore year was when, up until my junior year was when I got boobs, and they kind of just like grew out of nowhere. And when that happens, your body doesn't have time to catch up to like the abnormal growth of your breast. And I think that it was because of all of the hormones and food. So yeah, my body didn't have time to catch up to the huge growth, which was causing lots of back problems for me, making it hard to exercise. And I knew after that I wanted to get a breast reduction, and I used to say that I wanted to be as flat as a boy, which is not realistic. It comes to find out they can't just take you all the way down a size. Normally they have to go with like the width of the underneath of like your bust. So I'm gonna draw a picture. I was like, I'm gonna draw a picture. But like, you know what I mean? Like the underneath of like your bust, like the curve of like your bust. So like under here, your boobs are here, under here. Now was just, it just happened to be a really good time for me to go through. To go through and try to do it. I'm trying to get my pen with my foot. This is probably so unattractive. I got it. Okay, so I have TRICARE Prime. That is my insurance. Excuse me. So approval for like the breast reduction, I had went to my primary care doctor, and I was talking to her because I had recently lost a lot of weight. So with like the drop of weight, my back pain got even worse. Like my frame has just been, it's not as big as it was, so it's like, it's even weaker now too. Like, so it's like just harder to like carry all of this extra weight. So I went to go see my PCM, and I told her about it. And I know that approval can be very, very difficult. This is driving me nuts. I know approval can be very, very difficult for some people, but she was pretty understanding. She wanted me to go get an MRI first about the back pain to make sure that everything was okay, that it was nothing super serious. And to help me, I don't know how to explain it, like build enough evidence, I guess is the word, to build enough evidence to send into the insurance company. So TRICARE, depending on where you live, if you're TRICARE Prime, I don't really know how it goes for TRICARE Standard, but for TRICARE Prime, depending on where you are, it's usually different. So I am in the West, so I go through United Healthcare. And so we had to build up enough evidence to give to United Healthcare to say that it wasn't a cosmetic surgery, but it was a necessity as, for my health. So after I went to go get my MRI, the results came back in, and they called me and they let me know that I had narrowing in my spine. So I had to, I went back to see my PCM, and she's like, okay, so there is narrowing in your spine, which comes from it can come from multiple things, but in my case, it came from me being hunched over. So like people who have big bust tend to hunch over because it like relieves the pressure off of their back. So like I tend to have like a pretty bad hunch in my back. So she took that and she sent it over to the United Healthcare, and I was approved the next day. So she had told me that what happens next is I have to go on to United Healthcare and find a provider that was covered through TRICARE in my area, or wherever I wanted to go. I also wanted to say that referrals, I know that like getting a referral from your doctor, some doctors are pretty skeptical about it. Some people, they think that it is just for cosmetic reasons, and I feel like it still should be approved then, because not only I don't know, I feel like if a person does have a very large bust, then I feel like it should always be approved, because it does make it really, really hard to work out. But it's like some people just don't understand that, and it's really irritating to me. Like it makes me really, really sad whenever I see people talking about how they got denied and how they have to reapply, and it's just awful. But a tip I wanted to give to people was that I've talked to a lot of other people who have gotten breast reductions, and they said to they have went through like different people. So instead of seeing their primary care doctor, they went to seeing their gynecologist. Any of your main doctors that you go see can refer you. As long as they refer you and you get that referral, you should be okay. So make sure you exhaust all of your resources. If you go to your gynecologist, make sure you mention like, yeah, I'm having really, really bad back pain. Some people say that they have to like, how do I put it? They have to just say that they have back pain and let the doctor come to the conclusion that it's your bust. I didn't do that. I told my doctor straight up that I wanted a breast reduction, that it gives me pain, that I can't exercise, that it just makes me uncomfortable. And I was just very honest with her, and she took really good care of me. I didn't feel the need to lie to her. She's a very understanding person, but if your doctor is not, then, just kind of be smart about it, you know what I mean? If you know that they're not going to prove it, maybe a few weeks in advance, be like, I've always had really, really bad back pain, and it's starting to get a little worse, and like as time is going on, you can be like, like I think it's if they don't come to the conclusion that it might be your breast, maybe after that tell them, so they can have all of this reported, history when they go to refer you. You can have all of this saying, you had been coming in weeks prior about back pain. Some of the cons, like the cons of getting a breast reduction, which are very, very important, because one of them almost made me not want to get it. But if you are very serious about it, and and you really do want it, then you should know the cons of it, because it is an invasive major surgery. So the big one that kind of made me a little afraid was some people experience loss in sensation in their nipples and in their entire breast. So some people don't feel anything after they get the surgery. They just lose all feeling in their breast. Because there are nerves in your nipples, and depending on your doctor's technique, you can have a higher risk or a smaller risk. So make sure you talk to your your doctor that is going to be doing the surgery about it. Let them know that, and stress to them that is very, very, very important to you, and that you don't want to lose sensation in your breast. But I know that I really, really, really want the surgery, and if that is an outcome of it, then so be it. And some people say that they lose sensation, and then after a year, they get the sensation back, and sometimes they say their breasts are even more sensitive to sensation than they were in the beginning. Scars, obviously with any major invasive surgery, you're going to have scars left behind, but I don't care about the scars at all. And I've seen people who typically after 3 to 4 years, the scars are completely gone. Like you can't see them at all. This might not be the most appropriate time to mention it, but I used to be a cutter, so and the scars have they took about 2 to, well, the ones, I don't know, it just depends on how deep the scars are. I have ones on my leg that are pretty deep, and it's been about, oh my god, that is so weird. My dog started barking in this door behind me, and that room just opened. Oh my God. Well, pray for me. But so yeah, and there are a lot of things that you can do to speed up the process of healing your scars and things like that. So if you really want the surgery, scars aren't gonna matter to you. And if they do, if it is like a deal breaker, then you probably shouldn't get it. And then some women are not able to breastfeed after they get the surgery, which is also a major one. Some people do say that they are able to breastfeed after surgery, but if you do plan on having a child, I recommend to you waiting, unless you're okay with giving your baby formula. I recommend waiting until after you have your baby to get the breast reduction, because some people also say that they get breast reduction and then they have a child and then they swell right back up, and some people go back down and some people do not. So and then the pros, obviously, you have a smaller bust size, you can find bras that fit, you can exercise, you can feel good about yourself, and yeah, I mean, a lot of people say it is the happy surgery. Like, they just feel so happy and good about it afterwards. What else? I had went for a consultation yesterday with a doctor in Venice. It went horribly. The staff was just, it had really good reviews, but it was just really, like, I don't know, it didn't seem very professional. Like, it seemed like they really like to portray themselves as hip, and like, it was just, I can't really explain. I don't want to say hip, like, makes me sound old, but it just wasn't very professional. It wasn't very comfortable. The girls there, they were, nurses there, kind of like mean girls. They just weren't very nice. And the doctor came in and he was in a suit. I mean, he came out of the back of the office in a suit, sunglasses, walking around talking to people with his sunglasses on. And I didn't get a comfortable feeling. And the good thing I know about TRICARE is that they do cover you for more than one consultation. I think it's like up to 6. So you don't feel the need to go to one person that, the first person that you see, because I didn't even get to go through my consultation because it was a mess. But I'm very thankful that I did not, because I'm sure I wouldn't have liked it anyways. I found a doctor with even better ratings. The staff is so much nicer and it is much closer to me, and my consultation is on the 4th of November, so I will keep you guys updated about how the consultation goes, what they do, and hopefully after the consultation I can get my surgery date, and I'll let you know when that is. Yeah, so hopefully I answered all of the questions that you had about the breast reduction. I'm especially talking to Cynthia. I hope I answered all of the questions that I possibly could at this time. I'm hoping that, once I go further through into the process, I will have more information for you, because I know when I was like looking into getting it, I wanted to suck up everything I can. I was watching every YouTube video and going everywhere to find any information that I could. So that's all I have at the moment, but hopefully I will have more. Thank you so much for all of the love and support from all of my friends and family. Again, I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. I'm going to try to get back in the swing of uploading more videos, but sometimes, my health does prevent me from doing that, but I'm going to try to make an effort to vlog those days so you still know what's going on. Yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.